Hi guys, here I am again, and wow, feels weird this morning because I really don't feel well at all. I really don't, not mentally, not emotionally, not physically at all. It's been wow, but something within me is not wanting me to sit down and do this video, so here goes. So because this feels really important, it really, and I think it is, it just is. So you know, wow, I sit down and poof, it really is. Obviously the dark side really doesn't want me to do this video. It's always the same, isn't it? What the fuck. Let's have a little bit more. Right. Did you know, are you aware that the vast bulk of garbage in your mind is not yours at all? I don't know how many of you are familiar with a little mini-series from 2007 called Tin Man. Tin Man. It's based on The Wizard of Oz. It's very good, and something prodded me and said, watch it again. I've got it on my external hard drive, yeah. So I watched it again, and it was very meaningful. It's about two girls, you know, playing around, having fun, and they're sisters, and they're very close, and they really love each other, and everything is good and pure and true and idyllic. But they go into a place they're not supposed to go, and a cave, where they encounter an evil witch that's been trapped there for a very, very long time. And this witch possesses one of them. She enters one of them and possesses her, and she becomes evil. Escadelia becomes evil. And mayhem ensues. This is what I have become very clear on in the last 5 weeks. As you do your inner work, truths are revealed layer after layer after layer, and you get the bigger picture better and better and better, and the bigger picture is made up like a jigsaw of all these different pieces, you know, like that. And there are times, everybody at one point or another has heard about the inner critic, right? That is not you. That is not your voice at all. No. That happens to everybody, and they're not aware. And I couldn't care less about the normies, or did this or did that. You know, whatever. They haven't got a clue, and I'm not. You know, I'm not interested. I'm only interested in talking to true soul travelers who know from their own experience what I'm talking about here. It goes from being sort of dimly aware of the voice in your head that tells you that you're never going to get anywhere and you're fat and ugly and blah, to outright hate-filled, rage-filled, demonic attack. That is what you will deal with when you get very close to the end, daybreak, breakthrough, right? And I don't feel that today, I've got to be honest. I don't. I feel like absolute shit. I really fucking do. I feel totally broken, totally defeated, and I was literally taking stock of my life and everything I've been through, and feeling such overwhelming rage, as well a lot of us might, because I do find people like us, beings like us, like you're real, genuine, true soul traveller. We're targeted, guys. We are. We're targeted, and there's absolutely no doubt about that. It's at us from the get-go. Our own parents are our fucking worst enemies. Everywhere we go in this thing everybody refers to as life, everywhere we go we are fucking persecuted, we are abused, violated, brutalized, gaslit. Oh, it's bad. It's so bad. It's like something is set in motion. I was watching, I think it's called Life After Life. It's a little mini-series that was on the BBC a few years back, and I watched it. Somebody said watch it, and it's about a girl that she's born, she lives her life, and then she dies, and then she's born in the same life again, but it goes different. And then she dies, and then she's born in the same life to the same parents in the same house, but again her life turns out different because she makes different choices, different things happen to her. And in one life she's violently assaulted and raped by this guy, and it sets in motion a train of energetic events. She becomes an alcoholic, and she meets this guy who's a total psychopath, and ends up, she marries him, and he treats her really badly and torments her, and then ends up murdering her. And when you're a soul traveller, that sort of thing happens. You land in extremely hostile, harmful, demonic circumstances where your parents, or one of them at the very least, is possessed by this black demonic force that has this realm, I'd say, in its grasp in many ways. Now, I'm not saying there's no light here. That is obviously because if this black hand was all that powerful, that there wouldn't be any light left at all. Everything would be completely destroyed. So that is not what it is, but that is what evil is. I'm going to do my best to elucidate on this, but yeah, it's difficult. You're a soul traveller. You're born into this. You know it. My mother was possessed by it. I mean, she was literally, it was leaking out of every orifice, black poison. It takes them over. Narcissists are completely taken over. Psychopaths are completely taken over. If you ever look at, that guy, Ramirez, Richard Ramirez, in court, and you pay careful attention to him, you see it. He's black with it. These serial killers are black with it. It's all black. It lives in everything. And all this time, nobody noticed, nobody saw it. It was hidden. It's incredible. But if you look at Vivian Meyer's photographs, you can see it very clearly. It's always been there. It's always been there. It's like asphalt or tar. Anyway. It hates soul travellers with a vehement, putrid hate, and it persecutes us. And it is the Agent Smith syndrome, where it possesses other people and makes them do things to you. It just does. It is just, the Matrix is so apt in so many ways. It lives in people. It lived in my mother. It like a sock puppet, yeah, made her do things to me. It was appalling. It was appalling. And I've just been thinking about what I was subjected to, and how in that Life After Life miniseries, after she was violently assaulted and raped, her whole life just went off the rails. Right? She became an open, vessel to all the evil, the abuse, the psychopathic garbage. It was like she drew it in. It was like she became a magnet to it, or she was put on a map somehow. And it was this whole train of events. And this is what happens to real soul travelers. You know, there's these idiots or normies or the NPC, mundane reality reinforcement officers will say to you things like, well, if you'd studied harder, you would have done better, or if you'd done this, or if you'd gone there, or if only you tried harder, you would have This is like these people that continually point fingers at you and say, well, look at me, I have all this money and I have status, it's because I did this and I did that, and they judge you disdainfully, like you're a worthless piece of garbage, when in fact, well, I could say it's the other way around, but I don't want to say that, because I don't want to do that, because I don't want to be a vessel holding on to this rage and this hatred and this vengeance and this, oh, how I would love to see them suffer for a fucking change, because that isn't going to help me, and that isn't actually really what I want at all. It never was. When you're at that point where all you want is vengeance, that's when you've literally given up, because you just believe that evil's won, and you know, and if evil's won, you're not going to get vengeance either. You know, what makes you think you're going to get it? It's mad. It's all insanity. It's insane with the pain territory, guys. No. I woke up Monday morning very early, and I knew it was going to be a fucking bad day, because I could feel it. I could feel what I call the black hand. I could feel it. It was already vicious and foul. The mouth of Sauron. You're a worthless piece of shit. You're a worthless piece of shit. And sometimes it uses words, sometimes it doesn't use words at all. It puts images in your head of your body completely distorted and ravaged by disease, your teeth falling out, your hair falling out. You're just like something that crawled out of a concentration camp, right? It tells you vicious tales of total annihilation, of your loved ones being ripped apart, of total defeat and annihilation of everything that's good and pure and true. It fills you with a sense of heavy, black despair and dread. You try and you become aware that breathing becomes really difficult. It's like, oh my God, I can't breathe. I want to breathe. I need to breathe to live. But it's like you know that whole succubus thing where this creature sat on your chest and it doesn't want you to breathe. It wants you to fucking choke to death. It was at me all morning, and I mean, it was horrifying in sheer, I mean, it was absolutely horrifying and overwhelming. It just, in a nutshell, how disgusting you are, how dirty you are, how you're less than worthless. The hate was, it's beyond hate. Why don't you just kill yourself? Kill yourself, kill yourself. I'm not going to let anything good happen. Everything that will happen from now on will be bad, and it will get worse and worse and worse until the misery is so overwhelming and so horrifying that you will kill yourself. It was absolutely beyond anything I've ever known, and a friend of mine went through the same thing and he told me all about it, so I knew full well that, yeah. I mean, we had to go out that day as well, in the car, out, every fucking way. And I mean, I've been hearing ambulances and cop cars everywhere anyway, but Monday was like every couple of minutes there was another ambulance racing off somewhere, and there was another cop car, and then another cop car, and then another ambulance, and then another cop car. The antagonism, can you even call it antagonism? Antagonism is a really soft word for what transpired that day, for what was energetically, it was the hate, oh wow, the demonism, horrifying, absolutely appalling. It was appalling, right? And I had to go to a hygienist, you see, which is in a really shitty area, and that was all a bit like, what the fuck, because I've been doing a lot of oil pulling, it's been really good, but then there's other shit happening, and just like, see, you're never going to get anywhere, you're never going to get anywhere, evil's won, right? Other health issues going on, you're never going to get anywhere. Why don't you just give up? Why don't you? Oh, wow. Cystitis flare up. Wow. You know, just demonic attack, and the thoughts in my head and the inundations in my psyche of just a crushing rage, hate. There are no words for any of this, because it's beyond language, right? But one thing I know now beyond any doubt, and I knew this anyway, but there is knowing something and really, really knowing something. That is not me. Those are not my thoughts. None of that at all. No. No, 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 no. You wander through life and you're a soul traveller, having been severely abused by the people that are meant to love you, because they are possessed by this thing, and it works through them, hating you, targeting you, attacking you, abusing you, violating you, and breaking you. Psychically wanting to break you, to destroy you, because you are a soul traveller and you're here to do something, you're special. Even now it's like, yeah, right, you are, we are, because we came here to break this, to put an end to this, and it knows that. It's like my friend was saying to me the other day, he goes, and as you go about your daily business, here, there and everywhere, they look at you, these NPCs, they give you that look, they know what you are, the Matrix knows what you are, and it hates you relentlessly. That is why it's at you. So it's trying to break you your whole life, you see. It projects itself into your mind, because you were brutally violated as a child and subsequent adult, because it's a train of events that was set in motion, you see. And it's an epigenetic thing, it's an energetic, etheric thing, astral thing, demonic attachments. Consequently, you suffer from ill health, from all kind of depression, anxiety, confusion, all of it. And it's all targeting, And then you get those judgmental, disdainful creatures telling you that it's your own fault, you're such a failure. You should have paid more attention in a mind control factory. Wow. Because it works through them, and it likes to kick you really, really viciously when you're down already, you see. What I felt on Monday was beyond anything. And all the ambulances and all the cop cars and the whole realm was buzzing with rage and vitriol and hate and poisonous. It felt, and this I find very hopeful, and I hate that word, okay, but I find it positive feeling. It felt way beyond anything desperate. It was screaming, it was screeching, like a perpetual, because my friend gets tinnitus, he gets all these weird different sounds, and he says it was like a perpetual screaming, like that, like a demonic force that is filled with such overwhelming rage because it is being defeated. Because if it was winning, oh, it would be full of glee. It's not. But you could be forgiven for thinking that, oh, we're screwed, we're finished, we're fucked. Because boy, oh boy, oh boy, it has been hell on wheels ever since. So I get home later on, and I hear all these people shouting and screaming, and there's right outside in the street there's this massive fight with all these people and metal bars. Now, hark, this is fucking England, Devon, not downtown Philly, no, not Meth City. This is Britain. We don't get that, well, maybe in London, but not here. Metal bars, seriously scary shit, right? Something had been brewing and brewing and brewing and brewing, and boom. All these cops arrived, and a riot, riot van, and arrests were made, and screaming and shouting, went on and on and on. More ambulances, more sirens, more weird sounds. I don't know if any of you guys have noticed, by the way, but the amount of train derailments in America alone is completely and utterly beyond the mundane. What? If you go on the Mr. MBB 333 website, YouTube channel, there's one train derailment after another, after another, after another, after another. Then there's all the shit's kicking off again in Palestine, and this time it's really bad. And then all the wildfires that are happening. The excess mortality rates are ridiculous and through the roof. Don't believe the National Bureaus of Statistical Analysis, because they're full of shit. Everything is fucked. This is beyond FUBAR, yeah? But to get back to the reason I'm doing this video, your mind has been possessed. You were traumatized the fuck out of, mind controlled into believing that you're a worthless piece of fucking garbage, and that you're powerless, and that you're defenseless, and that you're helpless. And that you need to please everybody in order to get your needs met. That you're dirty and disgusting for having needs in the first place. Oh, I'm sorry to be such a nuisance. Oh, I do apologize for existing. Please, please. Right, so a lot of soul travel are very codependent because, you know, it's like that's what you have to be, or you become the joker or the entertainer in order to get what you need. So even though you feel like absolute shit, you're there making jokes, cracking jokes in order to get your needs met. It's fucking insane, right? And all the whilst you're surrounded by these fucking NPCs giving you dirty looks and judging you for being such a fucking loser, right? But you were set up from the fucking get-go. You were targeted and set up from the get-go. And that thing in your head telling you 24/7 what a worthless piece of garbage you are, and how you're going to be destroyed, and how you should fucking commit suicide, and putting images in your head of horrors after horror after horror. It's like that Stanley Kubrick film. What's it called? With Malcolm McDowell in it, right? Trauma-based mind control. Ergo, the passive-aggressive element. All that rage, you know what is happening to you. On a subtle level, you've always known. These are not my thoughts. I am not thinking this. They will tell you, the system, they will tell you, oh, these are your thoughts. Yeah, they're, you know, that's because you have low self-esteem. No, no, no. And I don't hate myself. No, no, no. This is literally being beamed into me. This is a daily broadcast. This is a demonic force that knows I am the ultimate enemy, because I have it within me to neutralize this, expunge this, to undo this evil. The cascades of emotional distress that it permeates through our being, bringing us to our knees. I bet you people have the amount of suicides now is just incredible. Young people. It does that. That is what it does. It loves that. Oh, it loves it so much. It loves that. It loves to destroy life. This is how we know what evil is, when we pay very careful attention to very much what is going on in our own minds. How we feel, what it does to us, how much hatred it has towards us. You don't hate something that much unless you fear it. The world is showing us, it's showing us so clearly now, the truth. I had a dream, and first of all the dream, there was one dream that said, to once again be completely free, that is the truth that shall be revealed. Boom. And then the night after that I had another dream, and I was looking at a structure which was a bit like a tall bookcase with shelves, but it was made of what appeared to be metal. And out of it came the word truth in great big black letters. And then behind it, the structure turned out to be made of aluminium foil, and it just imploded. It was flimsy. It was nothing. It was like a Doctor Who set from the 70s. And I thought, yeah, but the word's black, truth. The word truth is black, and now surely, and then it's like, no. It reveals evil for what it truly is. And once you see the truth of it, and you know and understand intrinsically the truth of it, it is like that structure made of aluminium. It is nothing. The truth of evil is revealed now, and it is horrifying. We know that it's a possession, it's a demonic infringement. The great foul usurper. Those are your thoughts, yeah, and those are your emotions, yeah, that self-hate and that self-attack and that brutalizing yourself and always expecting the worst and believing everything will go wrong and I'm worthless. Yeah, that's me. No, that's not you. That's not me. That is the great usurper. It's all a lie. That's not who you are. That's not who I am. We were set up from the very fucking get-go. We were had. And most of you know that already anyway. You know that. You know it. But you go through this and you know it more and more and more, don't you? You know it more, and you see it more, and you get it more, and you understand the bigger picture, and you see what's really been going on here, right? You see how it manipulates people in every imaginable way. You look around you, what do you see? You see brokenness, distortion, insanity, black, poisonous, filthy insanity. This is where it lives. This is what it is. This is what it permeates. The hell contagion. It's a disease. The disease demons. That is what it is. The ways in which it's had you where it gets you to react, be in a state of reactivity, expect the worst, expect everything is shit, everything, look over there, be reactive. Because when you're reactive, when you believe it's all real and it's all happening and you're not going to be alright and evil's doing this over there and it's doing that over there, and you need to watch this and go there and interact with it and be trapped in it and transfixed, this is what it is, and reactive. You're sick, you're diseased, you're possessed and you don't even know it. It wants you to hate, it wants you to feel powerless, and then want vengeance. I want vengeance. Nobody, they're all doing it to me. You just pay attention to that whole hell contagion paradigm, and you will see that it is bending you to its will. It's possessing you. You are its creature there, and yet you have it within you to see, spirit eyes, to see with a lucid particle and understand what it is. You do not have to do that. You can step out of that. You can feel that dreadful, gut-wrenching fear of all these horrible things are going to happen and you're going to commit suicide, or this is going to happen, whatever, however, wherever you find yourself. Neutrality, and keep releasing that. And that's what I do. I will release this. Oh, but there's a woman that works in the dental surgery who is just, wow. She's repulsive. Her energy is just dreadful. It's bad. I saw her come out of the co-op with a pack of cakes, really disgusting, horrible Mr. Kipling cakes, with this gleeful look on her face, and she's full of it, full of the black poison, you know. And it wants me to hate her. It wants me to actively really feed that hate for her, and really, yeah, you know, that's what it wants. And I examine that and I say, well, why do I feel that way? Why is it able to make me feel that way towards that woman? And it's like, because you are afraid, Anika, because she fills you with dread and fear, because when you live in a world full of people like that, you don't feel safe at all. There is no safety, there's no well-being, you're not going to be okay because you're surrounded by that everywhere and you're terrified. You feel like a small child all alone in hell. And when you're afraid, you're gonna hate. You see? That's what that is. Then I can deal with that. I can be with that and love myself, and I can release that and release that and release that over and over again until I'm free. Soul travelers can do this. We have within us the power, the wherewithal to navigate this insanity. Despite all the traps, the gaslighting, the abuse, the misery, the suffering, the physical unwellness that we're going through, the mental torture that it's subjecting us to, that is not our own at all, never was. It puts all these horrific thoughts into your head, or images, horrific images into your head, or more subtle nuances of negative, poisonous nastiness. It then says, oh, look how negative you are. Look what you're thinking. You're such a negative, horrible person. All these bad things are going to happen to you now because it's a law of attraction. See? It does it to you. It then makes you feel guilty, telling you that those are your thoughts, that you're doing that to yourself. It's sadistic as fuck. So, I felt I had to sit down and talk about this and elucidate on this. Felt right, you know, because this is the truth. It is what's going on, and it is more pronounced and more exposed now than ever before. The world's erupting into poisonous, demonic chaos, It is a direct reflection of an internal eruption, because that black, poisonous, demonic filth needs to be leached out, lured out, excavated out, ripped out by the root, all of it, to be neutralized. When you feed it, when you engage with it, when you believe it, when you think it's your thoughts and your emotions, when you're in a state of reactivity, you did this to me, you fucking bastard, or believing this or that, or and because I see what people post on Facebook, you know, and it's all vitriolic garbage about, oh, look what they're doing to us, and they're going to do this to us, and they're going to do that to us, and oh, the cost of living, and all food, and they're going to starve us, and they're going to do this, and they're going to do that. So you do that, you feed it. That's up to you. I don't care what you do, but you're feeding it. You're transfixed. You're spellbound, and you don't have to be. You're an addict, and you don't have to be. And I say this to myself as much as to anybody else, because I still periodically, not often, but still periodically get drawn in. Monday was like that. It was like, yeah, it's all shit, it's all garbage. You're all gonna fucking die. Why don't you watch some really negative, fear-based bullshit and distract yourself? It's entertainment. It's entertainment. Wow. Like, yeah, not. You have free will within all of this, believe it or not, and you can choose to step away and remain neutral and release this. I ain't saying it's easy, by the way, you know. I'm not, if I sound like, oh yeah, then no. It's horrifying. It's horrifying. It wants to bait you. It wants you transfixed and stuck in a state of, I'm a worthless slave. Ergo, I'm filled with hate and envy as well, because they have it so much better than me. They always get everything, I never get anything. They have it all, I have nothing. Or, because yesterday I had that a bit. It was like, you know, where all these people that, yeah, they've had an easy fucking life. They have. And they just don't get it, and they just don't have any empathy. Because you're here, you're a soul traveller, you've been through absolute hell, and you've never been validated, you've never been vindicated. People don't get it, people don't have empathy, people don't have any compassion. You've been on your own, you've had the shit kicked out of you, you've been demonically abused and possessed and manipulated your whole life. That shit needs to be acknowledged. You have to sit with that, you have to work through that, you have to feel that, you have to acknowledge that. So you have to temporarily dispense this, oh, I need to feel gratitude and I need to be forgiving, because you need to feel that hate and you need to feel that rage in order to process that and work through that. You'll get back to that sense of self-love. You will get back to it, but it's going to take a bit of doing. It's like walking a tightrope. You have to acknowledge the way that you feel, because the horrific abuse that we've been subjected to, it's just utterly unbelievable. Wow. We are the most powerful batteries, which is just part of it as well. Your soul traveller is powerful, man. We have powerful life force, powerful energy. This is when we give off that signal. This is all these NPCs. They're like, you know, the NPC stare. Oh, we have a soul traveller here. Right? Because it's like, we're not just a tiny blip on the landscape. Oh no. We're like this giant fucking, yeah? We're very noticeable, because we're not ordinary. We're not like your average normie who might do a little bit of waking up and whatever and sort of make a little bit of leeway, but yeah, okay, pretty much not that much, right? A little bit, but not enough. But enough for them, no doubt, but not enough for us. We are the quantum leapers. We are big, 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 big consciousness. We are. We are miraculousness waiting to happen, or getting ready to happen. I really do believe that, despite everything. I choose that, right? And it's like I said in my last video, was it the one before that? If all shit kicks off and I am defeated, then it's que sera, sera. I'm not going to sit here and dwell on that and feed that shit, because if it happens, then there's not a fucking thing that I can do about it, but I still don't believe it. Even after what I've been through this week. Yeah. A soul traveler is very potent and very powerful and cannot be ignored. It's infinite harmonious creativity and infinite unconditional love. We are kind, we are tender-hearted, we are very, very, very sensitive. Yes, we are very sensitive, and it is incredibly difficult to navigate this evil hellhole, right? It is. The injustice is, wow, incredible. Everything that's been done here to us is incredible and horrifying. It's all true. It has to be felt, it has to be acknowledged, it has to be processed. But another thing that happened, and that was yesterday morning. In the morning, I woke up, felt the same black, oppressive, evil shit, thinking, here we fucking go again, and then it is as if all the clouds parted, all the black oil parted, to reveal this presence of infinite power. Not power as in what evil wants you to think is power, which isn't power. No. It is the I am. It was a sense of such complete wholeness, oneness, wholeness, power, and it felt complete, and it felt whole, and it simply is. I know the light. I know what it feels like. I know its resonance. I know that evil could never pretend to be the light. Not that. It could never be that way. It tries very hard to pretend to be this and that. You know, false light is false light, you know. That went on for about an hour, and it was amazing, and it felt, oh, yeah, thank you. And then, whoa, it all started up again. Ambulance, 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 cop car, cop car, cop car. And this spiteful, malevolent, rage-filled insanity. Wow. It's the crucible. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. I felt like doing this video. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to, because like I said, I really don't feel good at all. I have a lot of shit going on physically. It's not good. But I will work through it. I will. And please feel, leave comments. What I've noticed, that there's a lovely little channel called Echo Tier. You might want to hop over there and have a look. I've posted in my community page, I've posted some stuff from this channel. He does music. It's really amazing stuff, really talented. Mark. I post comments there, and they show up, and then I leave and I come back and they've gone. Poof, disappeared. I think this happens to my channel because people have reported such things. So if you find this happens, when you leave a comment, copy and paste, and then leave it again. Because I fucking love getting your comments. It means a lot to me. You know, I do these videos, I post them because it means a lot to me. And if they are helpful and reach you and you feel supported in some way or another, then that's great. So, leave your comments. Tell me what's going on for you. Communicate what's going on and communicate with each other. This is all good. We're here going through this. it's, I think, more important now, more than ever, to communicate what we're going through, to speak truth, and integrity, and to communicate. Silence isn't going to help us here. So please leave comments, and if you can, and if you leave a comment and then you go and do something else and come back later and check whether your comment is still there, check it. If it isn't, then leave it again, copy and paste and leave it again, because this seems to happen a lot. This is what happens to soul travelers. It doesn't like us, it hates us. We are the enemy, you know, we are the ultimate, well, I would say opponent, but I don't like that word, to be honest. I am not opposing anything, because when you are opposing something, you are in a reactive state. And that is what it wants, ultimately, you see. That is not what we are. We are fluid, we are flow, we are the power of love. And it's only the power of love that's going to sort this out. We release it. That is what we do, I feel. We do that in our own way. Yeah. So anyway, all my love to all of you.